Hey cuties! So today I am going to be doing a video on how my anxiety started. So let's go! Pink speaks. So my anxiety first started when I was in like 10th grade. Okay, so when I first noticed it, I was in my English class. I remember we were talking about Hitler. Like, that's how much I remember. We were talking about the Holocaust and Hitler, and the situation, that topic wasn't what gave me anxiety. That's just like what I remember from it. So I sat near the front-ish of the class, just having a normal class, and all of a sudden I felt like I was gonna throw up. I felt really strange, not sick. I didn't feel like I was sick gonna throw up. Oh my god, like I had butterflies in my tummy like ×4, and I wasn't excited for anything. I just had all these butterflies in my tummy, and I kind of got shortness of breath a little bit, and I just like, oh my god, I'm gonna throw up. Like, I don't understand what's going on. So I asked if I could go to the washroom, and as soon I was like this, like almost gonna throw up. I remember this, and as soon as I left the class, I shut the door, it went away. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, okay, I'll just like go to the bathroom and like go pee or like get a drink of water or something like that, because I felt like I was gonna throw up. So then I did all that, came back to the classroom, and when I sat down, I immediately got the feeling again, and I could tell that it wasn't a sick feeling. Very strange at the time. I didn't know what was happening. I thought maybe I was getting like a sickness or like starting a stomach bug or something like that, or maybe it was something that I ate. So I kind of just like dealt with it or whatever, because classes aren't too long in high school. When the bell rang, I got to the class, and that's all. I was like, okay, I'm not sick or anything like that until the next English class. Now, nothing in that English class was bad. It's not like there was somebody in that class I didn't like. No, I liked the teacher. I liked where I was sitting. I had friends in that class. Like, I had good grades. I don't know why I had anxiety in my English class. Honestly, I don't know why. Almost every single time I went back there, I would start to feel anxious. It's really hard for me to explain. All I can explain it as is anxious and like butterflies in your stomach times like 40, and just like an uneasy feeling. You can't really sit still, and you can't focus on the subject at hand. That's like, well, personally for me, anxiety can be different for anyone, but that's how I, can explain it, is it's just like, bah, like I just don't want to feel that feeling. And it was hard for me to stay in class, and I've always been a studious student. I get good grades, I understand the teacher and everything like that, so it was very strange. And my teacher actually phoned my parents after about a week, because I would keep asking if I could go to the washroom, and eventually I would just like leave the class because I stopped asking, because it was annoying for like people in my class, like, can I use the washroom, can I use the washroom, can I? And I wouldn't go to the washroom. Like, I would just like stand outside the door and kind of like recuperate and like breathe. So my teacher phoned home, and she's like, Samantha's a great student, but this is what's happening. And I remember being so upset, because it was something I couldn't control. I tried so hard not to think about it, and these are like the wrong things to do with anxiety, but at the time I didn't know I had that. I thought I just had like a problem, and it was something I couldn't control, so I just felt so terrible. And if you guys have anxiety or any type of medical condition or anything like that, please don't feel bad. This is not your fault. Things like this just happen, and we just have to learn to deal with them in constructive ways. So that's why I'm here today, because I know a lot of people struggle with anxiety, and I'm just sharing with you guys like how it sort of came about for me. So that was the first bout of it. My best friend and I love going to movies. I still love going to the movies, so we would go to the movies. And all of a sudden in a movie, I was getting this feeling again in the movie theater. And it was about halfway through the movie, and I just got it. I'm like it was just so overwhelming. I think that's why I felt the need that I was gonna throw up. It was just some feeling in me that was just so anxious, and like, what is going on? I can't control it. I'm not sick, but all of a sudden I feel sick. So I had to go to the bathroom, and I went to the bathroom, and then I came back out, everything was fine. 5 minutes later, I'm feeling this again. I'm like, oh my god, like, I'm sick. I have to go. So I told my best friend, like, I'm sick. I don't feel good. And then she sat with me in the washroom and just talked for like the whole movie. We didn't even see the movie. I don't remember what movie it was. But she was such a good friend. Or still is a good friend. And we just talked, and that helped. It was just like getting my mind off of it and talking about it. And then a few months later, we went back to a movie. Same thing happened. Went to the movie again, and the same thing happened. So my mom's like, you know what? We need to make a doctor's appointment, because you can't be missing school and doing what you love, like seeing a movie. You're a kid, you should be able to do these things. So my mom made a doctor's appointment. I went there, and basically he told me that I have a stomach bug, and I was like, okay, but this is like 3 months. Like, and he said, yeah, some stomach bugs can just like sit there, and then when you get up, your body changes, because now you're in a standing position, or you take your mind off of it. I'm like, what? How can you take your mind off a stomach bug? Like, I think we just went to a quack doctor, honestly. And then he prescribed me Benadryl, which is, I'm pretty sure, for allergies. I was like, well, what? The only thing I'm allergic to that I know of is pineapples. But I still love pineapples, I still eat pineapples, but I only get a little bit itchy, like on my arms. It's not like my throat closes up or anything like that, or I get sore stomach. No, I just get like, if I'm touching or dealing with pineapples, I'll get red bumpy hands, and I'll just get a little bit of hives breakout, so I try not to eat pineapples a lot, but like, that's my only allergy. So I said, what? Kim was actually gonna Google if Benadryl does anything for anxiety. Anyone take over-the-counter Benadryl for anxiety? I'm looking on Google and reading people's like responses and stuff, and apparently Benadryl is often prescribed for anxiety. Alright, I just thought it was weird because I didn't have any type of allergies at all, so I didn't know why it was being prescribed Benadryl. So, in the mornings before I went to school, I had a tablespoon of Benadryl before I went to school, and that helped. Okay, so that helped, I'd be fine. And then I started experiencing it in different situations. I just had anxiety. If I was worried about something, it was times 10, and I would get this feeling a lot. So we went to a different doctor, and I explained this, and that's when they told me that I have anxiety, and then they asked me for background information of stuff in my past. I previously have, been diagnosed with depression. So they told me that anxiety can stem from having past experiences that were negative, or from having depression. You can experience anxiety from those or just on its own, but it's more likely to happen if you do have, a past where there's, I haven't really talked, I won't ever discuss what really happened in my past that much. I've talked about my abusive relationship in my past. That's one situation. There are other ones I just won't share on the internet. I just won't, just because they are personal for me, and my own struggles and my own decisions for my well-being are just not to share them, and that just makes me positive. It's not like I'm keeping anything. I never did anything bad. I'm not gonna share them, and it's just, that's a decision that I make, and then I hope you guys can respect that, because I'm not here asking you guys to share your, past. So anyways, that's what this doctor told me that this anxiety was stemming from. I found out what anxiety was, I did some research on it, my doctor helped, and then my mom realized, like, it wasn't my stomach, or my sickness, or I wasn't, having some sort of physical sickness. I know anxiety can be a physical sickness, but you guys know what I mean. So I was happy that I got some sort of answers, but it was still hard for me to deal with. So that is basically the story of how my anxiety came about. I deal with anxiety now, like when I feel it coming on, I just, kind of stop what I'm doing, and I'll just take some breathing exercises. I'll just like breathe in and out, and go for a walk, or do something that makes me happy, like pet my dog, or watch some TV, a movie. Sometimes my anxiety can be really bad if I go through something terrible, like a loss in the family, or just, my depression sometimes, comes out and I feel it, strongly. That can also bring on anxiety as well. So I'm very thankful, and that's what I always say is like to get a second opinion from a doctor, because sometimes one doctor can just like prescribe something and then that's it. Apparently Benadryl will help though, but I was never told I had anxiety or anything. I just thought I was getting sick in this classroom, and I didn't understand what it was. And my mom said she thought like there was something in the vents, because like I sat at the front where like the air vents are. She thought maybe there was like some sort of chemical coming down that was making me feel good, so that when I got out of the room I'd feel fine. But no, it is anxiety. I actually want to know what the definition of anxiety is. Anxiety, a feeling of worry, nervousness, uneasiness, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome. That's very true. If you're like, oh my god, I don't know what's gonna happen. For me, like if I think about like me dying, I don't know how I'm gonna die, I don't know when I'm gonna die, so that gives me anxiety. If you guys experience anxiety as well, and if you guys want to share your story down below, or just say like I struggle with this as well, to know that we're not alone. You guys aren't alone in this. It's not something to be ashamed of in any way. I mean, I didn't choose this to happen, it just happens, but now like I'm so much more positive about it because I know what it is and I know how to deal with it. I don't take any pills or medication for anxiety, just because I don't take pills as it is. I only take birth control and Tylenol very seldomly. Even if I'm sick, very occasionally I'll take NyQuil. I'll just take like fruits, vegetables, I'll eat like a whole bunch of vitamin C or drink, orange juice, just because I am not somebody who enjoys taking those pills. But that was my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did get some questions of how it started and how I knew that I had anxiety. That's just how it started, and it's nothing to be ashamed about. And I hope you guys have a great day, and it doesn't hinder my life now. I just know it's there, and I'm glad that I have close friends and family who know that I have anxiety. So like if I do have an anxiety attack, or if I feel it coming on, they are prepared and they like can, you know, calm me down and stuff, and that's a key and that's positive. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you guys have a great day.